All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for sticking with us this late at night. My name is Blaise Sipe. I'm from Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
My name is Georgia Graves. I'm from San Francisco, California.
I'm Brian Gillespie. I'm from Covington, Louisiana.
My name is Tate Kazmarek. I'm from Springfield, Missouri.
And I'm Kel Hermits from Atlanta, Georgia. And we are
On Point Media.
So our mission at On Point Media is to help our clients grow and expand using a comprehensive approach to marketing, utilizing cutting-edge marketing strategies, and remaining dedicated to the innovation of how we approach marketing and branding and communication.
All right, so some of our goals for our campaign is to reinsure the caretaker of an older person that they're going to be able to live independently, as well as change and perceive their perspective on retirement and services kind of connected with that. Some of our objectives are to increase the call ratio by 25% and recruit clients that can benefit from these services and try to grow that customer base.
So before we got started with this campaign, we did a SWOT analysis on Next Stage Mississippi. One of the strengths that we identified right away was their unique business plan driven by the spirit of Christian love. As far as weaknesses, we came up with maybe logistical issues with the services offered, but opportunities, we quickly identified a growing population of seniors in Tupelo and in surrounding areas throughout the southern region of the United States. And the only threats we could identify were competing services, especially in the area.
So in terms of our target audience, it's actually made up of two demographics. One of which naturally is the elders, 62 and older, who these services have been made for. But another part of our target audience is actually the primary caregiver, which is often their offspring, ages 40 to 50, and is predominantly the daughter.
So we realized that at its core, Next Stage Mississippi is about empowering seniors to make decisions that will allow them to live out the rest of their lives with independence as they transition into this next stage. So we decided that with that being said, Next Stage Mississippi is not just a service, it's really a lifestyle.
So our campaign is centered around Next Stage Mississippi, where she said it's more than just a service, it's a lifestyle. Our research showed us that the target audience wants to remain independent. They want to stay at home, and they want to be as self-reliant for as long as possible. We want to reposition Next Stage as a lifestyle choice rather than a senior care service. We hope to resonate with our target audience and increase interest in Next Stage Mississippi.
All right, for our primary research, we conducted surveys, interviews, as well as observations. And this led to the findings that our target audience wants to feel independent, they want to stay in their own homes, and they want to be independent for as long as they can, living outside of a retirement home. Research led us to the idea of repositioning Next Stage Mississippi to more of a choice rather than an absolute must. For our secondary research, we found that the fastest growing population in the U.S. right now is 85 years of age and up. And out of the population, the largest population is right here in the South with close to 15 million older adults.
So for our primary research, we did two different types of surveys. One of the surveys was based towards the senior, and some questions that we had asked them were if they were currently living in their own home or if they were living in some type of senior service type home, and then if they currently had any types of services helping them out at home, and then if they didn't, what are some types of services that they would like. And the results we got from that were that 60% of the respondents still lived in their own home, and that 80% of the respondents did have some type of service currently that helped them out around the house.
Our second survey is centered around the decision maker. We focused our questions around if the senior citizens and the decision maker have ever talked about a senior care service, or if they're comfortable with it at all. And we figured out through our surveys that 60% of families have not yet discussed a senior care service. And also, they are skeptic about senior care and at times they are embarrassed by the stigma associated with aging.
For the competition for Next Stage Mississippi, outside of Mississippi, there would be Tennessee, Florida, Texas, North Carolina, and South Carolina as some popular places for retirement. But then within the state of Mississippi, there are some similar type services such as Home Instead Senior Care, and they offer services such as handyman services, transportation services, and they also offer a 24-hour like assistance call. And then another one that is a competition to them would be Visiting Angels, and they offer services such as meal preparation, companionship, and an errand service.
Out of all the seniors, only 3% are willing to stay in a full senior care service. And there's a niche that needs to be filled. Also, Tupelo's senior population is growing by 15%, as well as the target market is growing in Tupelo, and they're staying in Tupelo, which is a great opportunity for Next Stage Mississippi.
So we put together a comprehensive social media, or I guess I should say communications plan that will involve elements of social media, PR, earned media, as well as paid media. So we're going to tell you all a little bit more about that right now. So for social media, we decided to really focus on Facebook. We found out that the decision maker segment of our target audience is really active on Facebook. So we thought that it would be a great idea to incorporate some boosted Facebook posts in order to kind of increase Next Stage visibility among that target audience. We also wanted to start a brand ambassador program through Facebook. We thought that that would be a great way to give current Next Stage users an opportunity to share their testimonials, positive experiences, their stories, but also a way for their caregivers, or I guess I should say their decision makers, to share those same stories, those same experiences, how Next Stage has changed their lives, how they've seen it change their parents' lives. And we decided that in order to kind of save money in our budget, the ambassadors would receive maybe a discount on some of the services. So it's a little bit more along the lines of free marketing rather than having to incorporate them into our budget.
For our public relations, we did a news release, and we decided to focus on the anniversary for Next Stage. And we chose to put this in the Northeastern Mississippi Home Journal as the local newspaper. This was designed to generate buzz for the readers in the community, and it's a great way of getting some free content out.
So as far as paid media, we definitely wanted to incorporate some TV advertisements. We found out that a lot of the seniors really rely on local news stations, especially as kind of their connection to what's going on in the world. They see that as their primary source of news. So we wanted to run TV advertisements that would appeal to that segment of our target audience, as well as a digital billboard. We wanted to strategically place that throughout high traffic areas in the Tupelo area. And radio advertisement, we developed 2 separate radio ads, one targeted at the decision maker segment of our audience and one targeted at the seniors themselves. And we thought that it made most sense for the decision maker radio ad to run during the morning and evening commute on, again, a local radio station. And lastly, we developed a direct mail campaign that will consist of 2 different brochures, one targeted towards our seniors and one targeted towards our decision makers.
Here's an example of one of our brochures. As you can see, we have included the services included in Next Stage Mississippi, and we also have what Next Stage is all about. We have also included the contact information. We've made it very easy for the decision makers and for the senior citizens to be able to read this brochure.
So this is a storyboard actually derived from one of our radio advertisements. It's the one directed towards the population that is 62 and older. And the biggest challenge in kind of making the creative for this campaign was to emphasize the fact that it's a lifestyle while also dodging the grim connotation that's normally associated with aging. So if you take a look at this storyboard, it starts off with just a conversation over the phone between 2 friends. One of them's asking them if they're still on for coffee, but when the second one answers, she says, yes, we're on for coffee, but since I've already got Next Stage out to my house to send a housekeeper to go ahead and clean, we can now have time for the rest of our afternoon while I can still come home to have a clean house. And this radio script, since I said earlier, we are representing 2 different parts of our target audience. This one's actually focusing on the younger part of that target audience, the ones that are 40 to 50, and it's 2 guys. One guy was supposed to go help his mom out in the yard, but she's got the Next Stage handyman service, the extensive one that includes lawn care. So now he has free time to go meet his friend over at the baseball game. So not only is it a lifestyle for the parents, but it also is part of the lifestyle of the children themselves.
So our budget is broken down into 2-month segments totaling $10,000, and we plan to run this for 6 months. And here you can see the numbers with it broken down.
So with this campaign, in evaluating it, obviously since one of our goals is to increase traffic through Ruby Receptionist by 25%, obviously that the calls per week is going to be a huge number. But it doesn't quite get there. You need to break it down a little bit further to really kind of see how the program is doing. If you break it down to the returning users and new users, it'll give you 2 numbers. If you have a higher amount of returning callers, that shows satisfaction with the services that they're more likely to get again. Then if you look at the new callers, the growth of the new callers is actually the one that determines if more awareness of the program is spreading, just because that's the new people calling in. So by comparing those, you can kind of get more of a gist of what is happening with the next stage and how people are perceiving it.
So to wrap everything up, our goal was designed, or I guess I should say our campaign was designed with this goal in mind, which is to assist Next Stage in the recruitment of new clients and to raise brand awareness among our target audience. And with that being said, we want to thank y'all for the opportunity to create this campaign. We have come to wholeheartedly believe in your service, and we had a great time designing this campaign for y'all.
And hopefully with On Point Media, it's not just a campaign, it's the right one.
That's it. Questions?
I just want to tell y'all were the only group to mention Ruby Receptionist and a couple of other things, which that impresses me that y'all heard us say who we used. So that was great.
Thank you.
Good point.
Okay.
Yeah, the research.
You can ask this.
No, you go ahead. You ask it.
Okay.
I think they answered it,
They
actually,
did, and
the
I
research
saw-
and the target number, because I always ask that.
I do too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just for grunts, how many surveys did y'all send out? Can you describe the research? Like the methodology?
We sent out
The
50.
response rate?
We sent out 50 surveys per target. So the young crowd 50 and the older crowd 50.
We had 32 people respond to the younger survey, which is a 64% response rate, and then we had, what was it, 25? We had 25
out of 50.
Yeah, which would have been 50%.
And we try to keep those surveys like as
Concise as possible.
concise, but like we're still getting the information. But because we know like when you get sent a survey, you're not going to answer if it's going to take more than a couple seconds.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Great, thank you.
Thank you all very much.
This
We're gonna head back and see if we'll have a safe trip this evening.